Everybody wants to know how they can get past the Dark FAE. Guys, I am Felris, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends today, and here I am to show you exactly how it's done. Hold up! Click the link in the description below right now to get a free legendary champion, Bambus 4-leaf, as well as one amazing free epic as you level up. Here are the exact steps you need to follow. 1. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC. If you've never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. 2. Click the link in the description and start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account with a brand new email. 3. Launch Raid and complete your tutorial. 4. You can find Bambus 4-leaf here as well as Ugo at level 15. This is an amazing account start in Raid Shadow Legends, so be sure to use my link in the description below right now. Guys, Dark FAE is the most important boss in the Doom Tower, guys. All the way at the top, we are on the Dark FAE rotation today, and it can be a bit of a rough boss because you have to fight your very own team. So whatever champions you bring in, you also have to face. So guys, there are some tips and tricks that I am going to show you to get past this boss, because if you do, you can farm your lethal gear. Now, lethal gear gives you 10% crit rate and ignores 25% of enemy defense. Guys, this is an awesome set. It's basically Savage gear on steroids. Guys, you want lethal gear on as many champs as possible. I have been using all my silver keys to farm the Dark FAE recently so that I can get some of that gear on my champs like my Thor or Constantine, right? Or even my Cheshire Cat. You know, if I can get some lethal gear on my Cheshire Cat, that would be absolutely massive, guys. So I'm going to show you exactly how to get this done. All right, let's get into it. So what am I bringing on my team? Well, I've got Lady Kimi, Elva Autumnborn, Armons the Magnificent, Cheshire Cat, and Calamitous. So there are some things that you do want and don't want when you are building your Dark FAE team. Keep in mind that anything you have, your opponent also has, plus it has the boss. Now, the boss isn't a super hard boss, doesn't hit very hard, has some true fear, leech kind of thing. Mostly what it focuses on is banishing your champions and spawning them on her team. So you want some really solid nukers. I mean, that's the first thing that you want when you're facing this boss. You want solid nukers, right? Cheshire Cat's the best nuker on my account. Calamitous is probably the second best nuker on my account. So I have brought my two best nukers, my two hardest hitting nukers for this fight. Now, both of these champions can either one-shot or two-shot everybody else on this team, okay? So basically, I go in there, and once you reach the boss, you always go first. So I have Kimi, and I have her set to do her turn meter fill, right? Because of speed, when you get to the boss, your team can cut you. So you want the turn meter fill to be the opener here. And that's something I would just generally recommend. Bring a turn meter fill as your fastest champion so that your team always goes first. Bring a speed aura, right? So we open with the Spirit Flux when we get there, right? Then Armon's here, gonna open with the greatest hits, right? I have it turned off on all the waves because we don't need it. Our nukers are so strong. But we open with the greatest hits, and we've got no one weak affinity, right? So we're just gonna stun my entire team. Armon's is gonna get an extra turn, all that good stuff. Basically, consider this like arena, but you're fighting yourself. So Armons is absolutely top tier for this boss, guys. Making sure your team doesn't get a turn. Elva is more to deal with the boss than anything, right? She's got the block debuffs here on her Nature's Path ability, right? Then she's got the continuous heals on the A1 and the healing on the passive. She'll take care of you if anybody dies with her revive. All that good stuff. Guys, Cheshire Cat and Calamitous are nukers because you need nukers for this boss. Basically, what you want to be able to come in and do is go first, right? And then nuke out your team or crowd control your team. And then basically you go ham on the boss. That's why it's really important to have crowd control and strong nukers. So I'm going to go ahead and show you exactly what this team is capable of. This is the hardest floor of Doom Tower, so keep that in mind, guys. There are some things you don't want to bring to this boss as well, right? Any sort of asymmetrical turn meter fill. So Esme, for example. Esme is going to fill the turn meter of your best nuker whenever she gets hit, right? So you do not want to bring Esme into this boss because you hit her, you go first, and she's just going to make the nuker on the other team cut in, right? So you do not want to bring Esme to this boss. Someone else you don't want to bring to this boss, Queen of Hearts, right? Anyone in supersonic, really, if you're using buffs, you do not want to bring to this boss, right? You basically want to rely on nuking your team down as fast as humanly possible, as well as crowd controlling your team, right? So here we go. We've got the buffs. We've got Armand's there going in with the turn meter steal. Now, you'll notice I haven't brought any force affinity champions because I don't want Armand's to have the chance of weak hitting and making the run not 100%, right? You'll notice that the cat got block damage there. I'm not too concerned about it because he's under stun. However, Armand's got banished, and that's annoying, right? There you go. You can see that the cat here is taking good care of the team, at least as far as killing them goes, right? We've got Calamitous for the debuffs. You can put decreased speed on the boss. Geomancer would probably be really good here. He's not too hard to fight, and he's really good against bosses, so you can bring your Geomancer, you can bring your Newt, right? But just make sure that you are going first over your team, right? They get your aura, they get everything, right? So if you don't bring a turn meter fill, it's very likely that you are going to get cut by yourself, and that's just annoying. You don't want your own team to beat you. So make sure you are bringing everything and considering affinity as well. You don't want to weak hit yourself, right? You'll notice we are using Spirit Affinity, Nukers, and Magic Affinity supports. However, because we're bringing 2 nukers, it doesn't really matter that much. We're also bringing someone with Brimstone, which is very helpful as well for the max HP damage and all that good stuff. Guys, this boss can be really hard if you don't know how to deal with it properly, but the easiest way is crowd control and just really strong nukage, right? You need to farm this boss to get better gear, to progress your account, everything like that. So hopefully these tips and tricks are going to help you do that today. If you're still having trouble with the boss, even after you are watching this video, go ahead, leave a comment down below or join the Discord. The link is in the description below for that as well. We can help you out there. We've got a super great community and all that kind of stuff. You know, it really depends on your roster, right? What you're going to be able to do with this boss. Your crowd control champ doesn't have to be Armand's. You know, everybody has Ninja, or most people have Ninja. And I think Ninja could be really good for this boss. He's got the AoE freeze, right? Just because Armand's is the best doesn't mean you have to use him, right? You can use like your Fushan. You can use your Vizix. I actually used Vizix for the longest time in this boss because my nukers weren't able to just one-shot everybody right out the gate. So Vizix, she's free. Everybody gets her. If you have her, your Syl, if you've built your Syl for stun, I haven't personally. I've just focused on speed, really, because all I care about is the passive. Your Syl is going to be really good here. Your Vizix, anybody who places those hard crowd control debuffs, I would stay away from Mithrala personally, just because she relies on getting hit or having other people get hit, and by that time, it might be too late. But if you're in a clutch situation, you've got absolutely no one better, you can go ahead and use your Mithrala too. Just some ideas for you guys so that you can consider who you are going to bring to this fight, because it is a hard fight. It is a hard fight. It's hard to have to deal with your champions, right? The stronger you are, the stronger the boss becomes. So the best way to do that is just take them out of the equation with some nice effective crowd control. That's all really. You got that, and you got to go fast. You want to lap the boss as many times as possible. You want to lap your team as many times as possible, which is why I say a nice juicy turn meter fill is really good. Lady Kimi is really good because she's got a 30% Doom Tower aura, but not everybody has Lady Kimi, right? So bring your Arbiter, right? Arbiter would be a really nice one because she's got the 30% turn meter fill with increased attack. Just don't bring anybody who is going to be cutting your team or has the potential to do so. You want all that turn meter to be on everybody so that you go first, you can nuke yourself down, and then just go ham on the boss like we are here. Now, she is going to banish the entire team again, I think, at some point. I think when this counter here, this Dark Energy counter, which is currently at 2, reaches 5, she banishes your entire team, and then she has these skills where she just banishes, like, one champion on your team. And you do need to note that she will banish the champion with the highest crit damage, which in this case is Cheshire Cat, or she will banish one of your strong supports, like Armand's. So have a good strategy for dealing with that. Really, the only problem with dealing with Armand's is he's fast, right? But Lady Kimi works so well against him. That's another reason why I have her for this fight, right? Lady Kimi is just fantastic for this boss. Yeah, as you can see, Lady Kimi just got banished there, but that's okay because we've got all the nukers that we need to take care of her before she can do us any damage. And of course, we've got Armand's there, right? Taking care of everything else for us. Armand's is just so good for this boss. Like, if you have him, use him. If you don't have him, just use someone else who does something similar. I think Alice could be really good for this boss, right? You bring your Alice in, she locks your team out, she pushes them back, all that kind of stuff. Then your crowd control champ goes in. Really effective, actually. Really effective champion for this boss. Everybody has Alice now. Go ahead and use her. She's really good. Your Wukong, so that if your team gets buffs, you can strip the buffs or any kind of buff strip like that. Wukong's a bit problematic because he'll revive every 3 turns. Then you got to have an answer for that. However, you know, just some ideas to get your brain thinking. I mean, the general concept is you just outspeed everybody, crowd control, and nuke, right? Then, of course, you've got Elva or whoever your healer is just to keep you alive. Make sure your health is all topped up so the boss doesn't get you down too far. I mean, that's the general concept. That's all you need with this boss. It can be difficult to deal with if you don't know what you're doing, but let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are and what kind of team you like to run in Dark FAE. Guys, have you crafted any good lethal gear yet? I haven't really. I've not gotten any sort of good rolls at all on mine, and it's very, very sad. So maybe we'll get something good here. I don't know. We got a rare piece. Attack with crit rate isn't bad. It's 5-star though, which it could be better. It could be better, honestly. Helmet! Yay! 6-star with crit rate and speed. That's actually worth rolling up. Let's go ahead and do that. This is a really good piece. Actually, it has crit rate, speed, and attack percentage, so I don't think there are any bad rolls here. Let's see if we can double roll something. 1 into crit rate, 1 into attack. Don't hate that at all. Another into crit. There we go. Bam! This piece is absolutely awesome. I will be using it on someone. Definitely can take that to 16 at some point, probably during the next artifact enhancement or whatever. Let's see if we can get an attack ascension stat. We do. Wow, this piece is strong. This piece is very strong. Can glyph for speed as well. Awesome stuff, guys. That's the video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Once again, thank you so much for watching. I have been Felris, and I will see you in another video.